Well, I'd like to welcome you all out. Start off with a little poem here. A picture's worth by Hive Radical. If the pen is mightier than the sword, and a picture's worth 1,000 words, then 30 frames a second with streaming audio augmenting it should be sufficient to get past anything that's penetrable by mere mortals. Now, seeing as the recent charges against me that I'm seeking to address in this video have to do with my vagueness and the insufficiency of what I present, I'll start from the beginning and give you the whole story of what's going on. So there's this Never Tell a Lie 80s Mormon commercial posted up here. It's kind of incited quite a bit of trauma and drama amongst the many different YouTubies. I entered the fray, it was either yesterday or the day before, I can't recall exactly when I came upon this article. But it's pretty lengthy here, it takes a while to get down through it. Byron Hawthorne and a few others, but primarily Byron, or Byron, I don't know exactly how his name is supposed to be pronounced, since it's all bunched together. But anyway, Byron has been one of the primary ones engaging me on all of this. He's constantly gone on and on about how either incoherent I am, or how I'm just avoiding admitting the truth, or there are several things that he'll go on about, but I'm just gonna see. We're still going all the way through this. I'm scrolling down for quite a ways. I haven't counted all these replies. Where does it say that? How many replies we have here? Alright, so we've got 290 comments total, so quite a few. Now, one problem I've been running into here is with 500 characters limited, and that's including spaces, I believe, on YouTube's comment things. I try to answer things as clearly, as concisely as I can, but I also need to be comprehensive. I've had a long experience in defending my faith, and I find that if you're not comprehensive, you're going to go in circles. And so that's what's getting us into this wall here. Now I'm just going to cut to the chase here, down some more recent stuff that we've had. I believe this one up here is a little, I'm going to pop up a window here that's a little closer so you can actually read what's going on. Here we have Byron Hawthorne. He's saying, Jive, I spend all day long reading obtuse things and rewriting them for a more generalized audience. If I find your scrawling turgid and obtuse, I can't imagine what the average reader will think. So I'm going to kind of address this here. Oh, this is kind of funny here too. I guess Hive went to bed. No, I didn't, and well, it's not our month to clean the ward building Sopranos, so no. And I was off kind of looking at some other stuff on YouTube, so I'm sorry I didn't give you my full undivided attention while on YouTube. Here we are. This was what I was looking for. This is, I've seen fallacies aplenty in your writing, but why should I bother? Well, I guess one reason you might want to bother, and that's the reason I bother with you, is not because I'm trying to convince you or trying to get anything through to you, Byron, but because I'm trying to demonstrate to the rest of the people that may be reading this or observing this, that your position is not clear-cut and one and as obvious as you seem to think it is. And so if you believe everyone can see clearly, then I would just simply disengage and let everyone see clearly. But if not, then I would suggest bothering with it. That is a lot of work, and of a type you certainly are not interested. Again, my interest is rather irrelevant at this point if your purpose is to convince someone else. I so nailed you on that one I posted, and you acted like I wrote something in Swahili. So you nailed me, or you think you nailed me on one. Now, I'm going to go back and look at that, and we'll see how you nailed me, or But here we have the referenced post on this thread to which Byron Hawthorne was saying that he, at least I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Byron, if this isn't the one you're referencing, I'm not entirely positive then which one you are. But here we have, hi Radical, no, he's quoting me there, drive sabbatical. Your will illustrating the fallacy known as necessary but not sufficient. Just because someone needs faith to be a Christian, it does not follow that everyone with any kind of faith will be part of the elect. Right, JS? How about I tag every fallacy you use with the appropriate label, Jive? Well, yeah, how about you? Because this one, as I pointed out, was an incorrectly labeled fallacy based on a fallacy that you hold. A fallacy in your reasoning and approach and your assumptions about what I was stating. If we will go back here, I will say whether God works through a hat and a stone, referencing Joseph Smith's use of a hat and a seer stone. He would place the seer stone in the hat, bury his head in the hat, and this would be one of the means in which he translated the Book of Mormon. So I was countering this aspect of their claims as to, oh my, that's absurd, by pointing out that some spit and dust, which is what Christ used to heal a blind man, it's all lunacy to the faithless. In short, to anyone that wants to be strictly empirical, it's all lunacy, it's all insanity. But that's something that Mr. Byron Hawthorne doesn't seem to want to get into. What sounds crazier than all land, tide, flora, and fauna, this is a reference to Noah and the Ark, if you're not following, being packed onto a relatively tiny boat for a year while the planet was submerged. He assumes that I'm saying that this is saying that because our creeds require faith, that means that we think we're a part of the elect. That wasn't my point at all. My point was that his attempt to discredit our claims simply because they sound absurd is rather funny when his faith claims, or I'm assuming his faith claims, I don't even know if he believes in Christianity because he's really tried to stay away from it. One of the more recent posts that isn't on this enlarged window here, he asked me why why it's relevant to reveal his belief if he's a Calvinist or what. But that's kind of the whole point. I never said that it proved that we were elect. I was simply saying that if absurdity is a reason to discount a claim, then your claims would be discounted also. That is assuming, of course, on my part, that you are either Christian or you have some sort of faith or dogma of some kind, which I can be entirely wrong. Byron could be some atheist or agnostic masquerading in his occasional hints at supporting the Bible, or at least placing the Bible above the Book of Mormon. So here I've gone back to that post where he says, I so nailed you on that one I posted. Now again, clarify, if this isn't the one that you're claiming you nailed me on, then point us to the right one, please, Byron, so I make sure everything's clear. But if that's only one, and you'll note that one, then it would really seem that you should bother giving a point-by-point outline of where it actually is that I'm giving these fallacies. I mean, if you've only pointed out one fallacy thus far, that's pretty sad, especially when you claim that it's full of it. I mean, I would ask for, maybe 5 out of a post? Out of a thread of this length? Can you come up with 5 fallacies that I've used? I've only seen one attempt to find a fallacy. You found an incorrect fact when I got the whole jive issue wrong, but I'm sorry, I'm not as versed in pop culture as you obviously are, at least not pop culture back in the, 60s or 70s, or whenever the GBs, or what's it, sang the song. But anyway, if you'd like to respond to that,